Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Waffle Press Movie Retrospectives Failed Superhero Blockbusters. I'm your host, Diego Crespo. With me today is my co-host, Matt Garingo.
Meat lead, Diego.
People have noticed, and I thank you for noticing, in the intro music for the feature presentation, I've not used clips from the movies as often anymore. The copyright shit is very serious on YouTube right now, but I think the Tommy gun noise will be acceptable.
Yeah, I think we can get away with a Tommy
So
gun.
I've just, yeah. Just look up actual audio of gangster shootouts in the 30s. It's gonna sound like dog shit, but that'll make it cooler. We're here to talk about Dick Tracy, the 1990 Warren Beatty classic.
Classic.
Is it? Yeah, I say classic, I guess, slightly in jest. But here's the thing. So, this was a financially successful movie.
Mm.
It was critically, well, I think a little split. It seems more positive in hindsight. I don't know if everyone was on the same wavelength at the time. It's the total schematic counterpoint to Tim Burton's Batman, even though they share the same composer, Danny Elfman. I consider this, just in terms of franchises and IP, I hate that word, but we gotta talk about it for this. I consider it sort of a failure in the sense that, like, everything was set for this to be a new franchise, and it just didn't happen.
Well, yeah, like it made it made 162 million, but according to Jeffrey Katzenberg, even though the budget is technically 42 million, Jeffrey Katzenberg was like, we spent a total of like 100 million on producing it and then marketing it. Like, that was the thing. And even though it was the largest opening weekend for a live-action Disney film at the time, it still underperformed because they wanted it to do Batman money.
We gotta stop. It sucks that that's always been the case in Hollywood. Whenever someone says that, like, yeah, it's profitable, but it didn't do as good as Top Gun Maverick, so, it's kind of a failure if you look at it that way.
I mean,
no. Our shitty podcast gets to call it that because of you.
Yeah.
You making it a failure.
You gave us.
It didn't have to be considered one.
You gave us this. You gave us the excuse to do this, Jeffrey Katzenberg.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, what did we
fucker?
What did we really lose? We just didn't get a Dick Tracy sequel. Like, as much as I like this movie, it's like, what did we lose?
Yeah, I mean, okay, you like the movie?
Yes. All right. I gave it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Diego, what is the plot of Dick Tracy 1990?
Let me just get this out of the way. I fucking love this movie. It is kind of lethargic on a narrative level.
Kinda.
And I think a big part of I think a big part of that is that Warren Beatty's Dick Tracy isn't that engaging. He's the least engaging part of his own movie. And we've talked about movies like this before, and it's not really been a big hang-up for me. I think Legend, I threw that criticism there as well, and not a big hang-up for me for that movie either. I think Tom Cruise's character in Legend is more engaging to watch, mostly because it's a mode Tom Cruise doesn't ever operate in ever again. But I do think it does hold the movie back from being I'll just say I think if the central protagonist of this movie worked a little better, or at least was more engaging to watch, if there was more going on, if he was more proactive, I think that's the thing. If he was more proactive, I think this would be like a masterpiece.
I mean, if he was...
stuff just kind of happens to him and around him.
If he was more interesting than just a guy who did good things.
Yes. Because this is one of the best looking movies ever made.
Yeah.
This is some of the most incredible production design ever. Everything about this is kind of incredible except for him.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible. Except I've seen this movie maybe a dozen times in my life. I watched it as a kid. Uh, I don't. I don't know what the plot of this movie is.
No, you kind of just follow Dick Tracy around as he stumbles into like he's trying to do good, and then he stumbles into like the crime bosses, mostly forcefully led by Al Pacino, who is
As Big Boy
unbelievable in this
Caprice.
movie.
As Big Boy
As
Caprice.
he's trying to take over the city.
Mm.
Yeah, Big Boy. Um,
He got
and
he
then
got an Academy
Dick Tracy's
Award
kind of just reacting
nomination.
to it.
He got an Academy Award nomination for this role.
Justified. Yeah, deeply justified award nomination.
Very funny to think about. Uh, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we used to be a country.
it's mostly just Dick Tracy being like, "Big Boy's up to something." Big Boy's like, "I'm up to something. Gotta stop Tracy," and then they just go back and forth like that for 2 hours, and then the movie
Yeah.
ends.
So I want to also apologize to Tim Burton's Batman because I gave that movie flack for the same fucking thing.
Mhm.
So I need to be fair and say it worked better for me here, and I think I will not retract my criticisms of that movie. I just want to apologize for ever going too hard on that movie for the same fucking things that this movie does, where it's less of a problem for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Batman definitely does a better job, frankly. There's at least like the Joker's like got like schemes and stuff that makes sense to a degree. Like Big Boy's just kind of like, I'm taking over this city, Dick Tracy, and like that's it. And then what's also funny is because all right, we're doing this as like part of the superhero thing. Dick Tracy's not really a superhero. He's a comic strip character from the 30s, but he's like a precursor to the superhero, right? Like he's kind of like you
Hmm.
can see the precursors to this. This movie only gets made because of Batman. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But like it's the funny thing about this is Dick Tracy's one dimensional, right? Big
Hmm.
Boy is one dimensional. And then the plot is like Chinatown, except no one knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And then there's also, you have the what do you call it? What's the character's name? I don't want to give it away. But the faceless one.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah.
yeah, the blank.
Don't say the blank,
Yeah,
blank.
the
Yeah.
blank is going around like killing people, and it's like so there's like a complex mystery plot going on here, right? It's like, oh,
Hmm.
who's the blank? What's all this stuff? Who's doing what? Tracy can get framed. Oh, this guy's double crossing Tracy. And then it's like, yeah, but what's the actual plot of the movie? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that does have a lot of plot, but never a full narrative.
Yeah.
Like, what's the beginning, the middle, and the end?
Here's the thing where like
Um.
I've stressed this lately where I've been more interested in movies that have interesting sequences as opposed to an interesting overall plot, right? Like I've been gravitating
Mhm.
more towards those lately of just like and this is a movie entirely of sequences.
Yeah.
But then like there even for me I'm like you need like a little bit of an arc here, man. You need something here
Yeah. Well,
to
what's the Howard Hawks quote? It's like a good movie was three good scenes and no bad ones,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And this is kind of that. More than three, but you get the point.
Mm-mm. More than three, but also like three but also like wildly different tones at certain points. Like
Hmm.
it is funny. Like this is also like just an incredibly strange film where it's just like it's made post Batman, right? The
Hmm.
actual plot of it, the actual like arc for Dick Tracy is him kind of being like, I need to settle down and have a family, right? Like he's in love with Tess Trueheart. There's the kid running around, and is like the kid lawfully has to go to an orphanage, but Dick Tracy's like, I could adopt this kid, but I'm too busy fighting criminals, right? And it's literally like a dad that's too busy at his job type story. That's the heart of the Dick Tracy film. And then it's like and then the climax, everyone gets machine gunned to death. It's got like pop art
Yeah.
colors. Like it looks beautiful. And like I think the rule was all the colors of the film were only the colors that were available for the comic strip in its era. Um,
That's
that's
awesome.
that's what he did. But then also they're like, yeah, but we're also going to do makeup so all the actors look like their comic book counterparts and they look like nightmare monster people. And and then it's like, and then yeah, and then there's like everyone dies. Like so many people die in this movie. It's
Everyone except the three primary characters.
and then fucking Madonna's got her like tits out in it. It's
Yeah, yeah.
insane.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, so you've got like the kid aspect with I mean the kid who eventually becomes Dick Tracy Jr. Um, but it's like it's a little, and I'm not even against this, but like with Madonna and him talking, and he's like, I could take you down to the office to sweat you, and she's like, I sweat better with the lights off. I'm like, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with all this being in what is ostensibly a Disney movie. But if you want to take kids to a movie that's like Batman, which already is kind of intense for kids, I would argue still. Um, there's an asterisk to this one. Like maybe like consider where your child is at developmentally.
Yeah.
Like have you had these talks with them? Just for that stuff. In terms of the violence, of course, as well. Not just the sauciness, but like you're right. Those last shootouts, as you're watching them, it feels like they go on kind of forever, and I'm like eating it up. This isn't a criticism.
Yeah,
this is more just a discussion of like,
Miller's Crossing.
Who is this for?
Yeah, it turns into Miller's Crossing in the end, and it's like also it's like this is going to be a franchise starter, and it's like everyone's dead. Dick Tracy, the final 5 minutes of this movie is just an extended sequence of Dick Tracy just shooting everyone.
And I love that it's that classic Hollywood shit where he's just out in the middle of the street, just like unloading into these cars.
And it looks
There's no creative gun display. Yeah. There's no like hiding, crouching shit. It's like, nope, he is just nonstop shooting at people.
Flat Top dies like Sonny in The Godfather. Like,
yeah.
He's like trying to keep fighting, getting out of the car, and then just gets shot to death.
Yeah. Oh, spoilers for Dick Tracy. Spoilers. We both recommend it.
We both recommend it. Everyone gets machine gunned to death. And then the people that don't get machine gunned to death get like blown up or like dipped in concrete and thrown in a river. It's a wild movie. Dick Van Dyke's in this. Everyone loves Dick Van. Everyone's favorite, Dick Van Dyke. He's corrupt and then he gets shot.
Yeah. But I do love Dick Van Dyke.
No, I love Dick. This is also like Warren Beatty calling in like a favor from everyone he's ever met in his entire life.
Yeah. I want to say something really quickly about Dick Van Dyke. The movie improves astronomically if it's him as Dick Tracy. I'm not saying the movie's like that's the right choice.
Yeah.
But I think he's more engaging to watch just because as a performer, he's a good actor, but he's so physical too. He's such a great physical guy.
Not to dunk on him, but he might be a little too soft for Dick Tracy. Like here's the thing. I actually think Warren Beatty might be a little too soft for Dick Tracy.
Like, oh, you think he should have gone harder?
Well, that's the thing is that Dick Tracy is like the comical version of the like the hard-nosed detective guy, right? Like he's literally has a square jaw. Like to me, it's like if you do this movie now, it's like you get Josh Brolin to do it, right? and you make you make Brolin look taller. You do that. With Dick Tracy, you need someone who looks like they've actually been punched in the face a little bit. And
okay, yeah, Dick Van Dyke doesn't exactly have that quality.
I love Dick Van Dyke. This is not a diss to Dick Van Dyke, but who's still alive, by the way.
I know. So when I was looking up clips, because there's something I want to talk about in reference to like the making of this, and the marketing. One of the clips that came up was like, oh, they surprised Dick Tracy when he turned 90 for the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Dick Van Dyke, yeah, when he turned 90. And this was like a 9-year-old video. And I was like, oh my God. Like, he's still going. Good for him.
Yeah. Hang in there, Dick Van Dyke. That was the thing of like that Mary Poppins Return came out and it was terrible. Remember that movie?
I never saw it.
Well, people lied to me
It's
and
Rob
says
Marshall. I don't need to see it.
people lied to me and said it was good. I had
I've heard
people
that too.
straight up telling me it was good, and I went and saw it and it was dog shit. But then he shows up in the end, and I was like, okay, that happened. Like I got that. He shows up in fucking like dances, and he's 99. Like it's fucking good for him.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'll watch that scene.
Yeah, look
But
that
I
up on
still haven't
YouTube.
seen the
But
original Mary Poppins, so
oh yeah, you
I'm
told
missing
me
out.
that you've never seen that fucking movie. Got to fix that,
Well, I'm
man.
waiting to watch it in
I know.
theaters.
Yeah, I get it, but also like, come on, man. Someone rent a theater for Diego so he can fucking see Mary Poppins. God damn it.
Maybe I'll do that for my birthday next year.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I saw Wicked Part 2 for a friend's birthday.
Another great musical.
Nope. Definitely not. In terms of the opposite of Wicked Part 2,
yeah, like think of this. Think how good the production design is in Dick Tracy, and now think about Wicked.
yeah. No, hey, those production artists and designers did incredible work in Wicked, and the director and cinematographer should be sued for malpractice because they fucking destroy their shit in the camera. They just wreck it. It's illegible.
The Emerald City isn't even green. My guy, what are we doing? But yeah, this is one of the most overly stacked casts of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. So I saw a making of Dick Tracy from an old YouTube channel that archives like old VHS specials and stuff like that. So this came out in the lead up to Dick Tracy's release in 1990. And it has all the commercials that played. Like it's in the old TV boxy aspect ratio 4:3, right? So it's got like all these commercials and everything like that. All but like one or two are related to Dick Tracy. And like get the Dick Tracy burger meal at McDonald's and stuff like that. It's like, oh, like look at this show reel with Dick Tracy stuff tossed in there, and it was fucking everywhere. Like obviously they're playing it there during the special as well, but like it's a 28 minutes 44 seconds total recording, and I would say about 30 seconds are not related to Dick Tracy, and they're car commercials.
My God.
So this thing was fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like they were literally they were trying to launch Disney's MGM Studios, which is now Disney's Hollywood Studios, had opened like the year before, and they were hoping Dick Tracy was going to make the theme park more successful. Like they had like Dick Tracy characters like running around for a year and shit like that. They were gonna, yeah. You can find pictures of like guys that aren't Warren Beatty and Al Pacino as Dick Tracy and Big Boy at Disney parks. Like
I just imagine nowadays, like, do you want to take a picture with Big Boy? He's like chasing little kids around the park. They're like crying in the corner.
Hey kids. But yeah.
Eat lead, kids.
Yeah, like they just shoot your parents. But yeah, they were gonna build a ride. Like it was one of those where like it was one of the like early, Eisner being like, we have to put thrill rides in the park. And I know that Dick Tracy, they were thinking about it for one, but then because the movie didn't take off, they ended up not doing that. But
no, that would have been incredible. Instead of like the Spider-Man web shooters ride, it's like ride on this train with Dick Tracy and shoot the gangsters.
It's like real blood. Oh, look, it's flat top. Eat lead. Oh my God. Yeah. Disney might have miscalculated on the wide appeal of Dick Tracy.
Well, apparently not, because I guess in their terms they did, but in the real world where we all live, they did not.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: it's kind of a cult classic, but it hasn't stuck around as much as other films, right? Like we like it, but it's not like a super remembered film, But like I think most people kind of go like, yeah, the production design's good, and stop at that, right? Mm-hmm. But this is in like that the weird sort of post Batman we get like the Phantom, right? Remember the Phantom with Billy Zane?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's actually one of the last ones. That's like 96. you had the Shadow in there somewhere, right? It's weird
Oh
how
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's weird how many people were chasing the Tim Burton Batman movie. Because I remember that the fucking Super Mario Brothers movie. Part of the reason that got greenlight was because they were like, this could be a Batman. They were like, we could make this a Batman style hit. Like that was literally their comparison. The '93 Batman movie the '93
That's
Mario Brothers
awesome.
movie. They were like, this could be our Batman. So much shit got
That
produced
fucking
in the
rules.
wake of Batman, and none of it hit.
God damn.
And to be fair,
That's so fucking
even
great.
Batman Returns didn't hit. Like it was one of these where we were just like a little too early for like the full blown superhero thing, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah. And in terms of the protagonist problem, I guess Batman and Dick Tracy have. Batman Returns has it a little bit, but I still find that one like the most successful by like a significant margin. Like
yeah,
that movie, I think we both consider like a straight up like masterpiece.
100%. Yeah,
Arguably Tim Burton's single masterpiece.
yeah. No, Tim's made masterpieces. Go fuck yourself. I know we don't like Tim Burton
No,
now,
no,
but
he
he's
has. But I'm like, if I had to choose one, I might be Batman
somebody else. Dude
Returns.
did Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Come on now.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Yes, it is as good, if not better, than Batman Returns.
Dude did.
Ed Wood,
Yeah,
fucking
Mars
incredible.
Attacks.
Like
Great
he's got
movie.
bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mars Attacks with Jack Nicholson, who was the Joker.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
two characters for reasons that are never explained and never play any role in the plot.
Why not?
So
Smoke him if you got him.
there ain't no way that we can lose, which is I think what he says right before he dies in Mars Attacks.
Yeah, and that making of Dick Tracy thing, I'll link it to the episode below. I don't know if it'll be up forever because I doubt this person owns the rights to it.
Oh,
But it
you
was just
do?
really fascinating to
You doubt that?
wait, say that
You
again.
doubt that? You doubt?
Oh, okay. No, I thought
And you
you were
don't
talking
think the
about
Walt
something else.
Disney
Yeah,
Company is going to be weird about it?
maybe they're feeling more cheerful. It's Christmas time. They're gonna let it slide for a little
Yeah.
bit. They're gonna see our episode and they'll be like, you know what? Let the kids watch this making of
Lad Waffle Press.
behind the scenes
Fucking,
footage. Yeah.
fucking Bob Iger shows up and just guns us down.
There's a lot of ways to lose a house. Anyways, there's like the hyping up of like some of it's very like just promotional bullshit. Where
Yeah.
like Warren Beatty's always loved Dick Tracy. Like, oh my god, he wanted to make a comic strip come to life.
Which I think is true. I do think he was like really into this. Like,
oh, you don't say,
yeah.
because he's still holding on to the rights.
Yeah. We'll talk about
He's
that.
still got
We'll
him.
talk about that by the end.
Yeah.
But
That's for later. But there was just so much like excitement on display, like even from like Al Pacino, who, not that he's like a curmudgeon or anything like that. He seems like a genuinely like or generally like a joyful presence on a film set for the most part, and his rare internet upload videos on like Instagram and stuff like that are very funny. I don't know if you've ever seen him do like that fake gag where he's like choking and then like he's like, oh, just kidding.
I have not seen
And it's
that.
like, dude, you're like 88. Like, chill.
You can't do that, man.
Yeah. Well, he's like doing a gag with like a bunch of extras while they're waiting for like a camera setup, and he's in the big boy suit.
Oh my god. Where is this
And then
in
like
the
you got
arc
all these.
of his career? Where is this movie?
Let's take a look. I didn't think about that at all. This is preheat.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is what's weird, and people forget about Pacino is that he only does in the '80s. He only does Cruising, Author, Scarface, Revolution, and Sea of Love. Those are the only movies he does in the '80s, and.
Oh, so he's kind of in no man's land for a little bit.
Yeah, like it's this weird thing of this is the thing people don't talk about when they talk about the Scent of a Woman win that he finally gets, is that it's like he's in The Godfather, he's Serpico, he's Dog Day Afternoon, he's doing all this shit in the '70s, and he doesn't win the Oscar, and then he does dog shit for most of the '80s, and even like Scarface wasn't well received, and he was kind of like, lambasted at the time for his performance, right? Like now it's a classic, but it wasn't well received at the time. And there was a sort of air of fuck. Did we miss the opportunity to actually give Pacino an Oscar, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this is him like in 1990s, like I'm back. I'm doing Godfather 3 and Dick Tracy, and Dick Tracy just gives him like this excuse to just go insane, right? And he
Mm-hmm.
does get the fucking best supporting actor nomination out of this. And then, 2 years later, he finally wins for Scent of a Woman. Like it's kind of the beginning of his rebound, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so it's interesting that I think people forget that about Pacino.
Yeah, I definitely didn't even consider that. I didn't realize the 80s are a wasteland for him. I
Yeah.
love Cruising.
Mhm.
I don't know if people can say that, but I I like that movie.
I love Cruising. The movie's
But
okay.
no.
I'm sorry.
No, that was great. That was great. That's what people come to the show for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like he doesn't even like that movie, I don't think.
No. No.
So
Well, he was all insecure about some of the subject
yeah.
matter about Cruising, which William
Yeah.
Friedkin wouldn't shut up. William Friedkin's dead, and he still won't shut up about how much of a pussy he thought
Yeah.
Pacino was for not wanting to do the gay leather club scenes in Cruising.
Yeah, I think I had a dream about that. He came to yell at me about that some more, and I'm like,
You
no,
had
no, I get him, man. He
you
should
had
have
a
he should
dream.
have been a pro.
You had a dream about the gay leather club scenes from Cruising.
No, but only with William Friedkin being like, see, this is what he was scared of, and I was like, no, no, yeah, he was out of line. You should have.
Sure. All right, I get you,
What's the opposite
Diego.
of being scared straight?
I get you. Well, you're definitely not getting scared straight at a gay leather club. Uh, but also, Warren Beatty does two movies in the 80s. He does Reds, which I think is still well regarded as a movie. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it
and
is.
and Ishtar.
Our favorite film.
Well, I know Ishtar's been reclaimed. I still don't like Ishtar.
Why do you hate women?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I'm talking about the geek leather clubs. No. But you know what it is? Really, here's the other secret to this where I don't know how to judge it correctly. I am not a huge Warren Beatty fan.
Ooh. Why is it? Because he fucked like a Catholic rabbit?
I have nothing against that. No. But
Okay.
I don't know what was going on. Warren Beatty had a lot of sex. Who knows what was going on with that guy? Um, but I don't know. Warren Beatty, especially in Ishtar, where he's playing dumb, right? Like I just don't
Hmm.
buy him in that. And then in Dick Tracy, where he's playing like comically upstanding citizen, Dick Tracy, it's kind of like I don't buy that from him either. I don't know. What do you like Warren Beatty in?
Sorry, you broke up there at the
I
end.
said I said what do you like Warren Beatty in?
I don't dislike him in this, for the record.
Yeah, but like what if you're like going to be
But
like
he's not a guy that like I go to bat for. He's not like
yeah.
one of my boys. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Um, is it bad if I say I think he's pretty good in Bullworth?
Ooh. I have not seen Bulworth since I was in high school, so like I don't know if I can judge that movie
Okay.
accurately. I probably
Yeah.
thought Bulworth was brilliant when I was in school.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's I'm not qualified to talk about that movie. I just think he's pretty good in it.
Okay. I would have to check that out again.
And I like him in Reds.
Okay, yeah, he's good in Reds. You know what? I actually kind of like him in the Bugsy movie. I know that movie's not people don't love that movie, but I kind of like him in that. Um,
the fucking McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I felt like that was a given, but that's Altman. I feel like
Yeah.
there's some actors in an Altman movie are almost on like an Altman curve, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I
Like
mean,
this,
Altman. A lot of comparisons for Dick Tracy as a film to Altman's Popeye,
100%.
like in terms of the sets and everything like that. You know.
Yeah, like these early attempts to be like, we want to do cartoons on the screen, right? Like, it's
Hmm.
just something we've totally forgotten was being attempted. I think post Sin City, there's like, why bother trying to do that anymore, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like it's not an achievement in the way it was. So I guess since is Sin City the end of that? Like, we're just like, now we really can do anything now. Like,
Yeah, I think so. Because Sin City, after that, they're like, oh, 300, like, the vision of that is possible now, so we'll
yeah.
do that. And I'm not even saying those are wrong. Whatever perception you have of those movies, like, they should just both be options. You
Yeah.
know, that's
100%.
the takeaway we should have. But yeah, like, naturally, I watched Siskel and Ebert's review of Dick Tracy, and they both really liked it, and they agreed the protagonist is the least interesting part. Um, Siskel seemed to have a bigger problem with that. Ebert was like, the movie is what it is. And then Siskel's like, most movies are, Roger. And it's
That's great.
like God, I miss those guys so much. But I mean, like, very funny. And, but they were falling head over heels to praise the production design. And Ebert kind of gets very vulnerable. He's like, this is why these were my favorite movies as a kid, when they would spend so much time creating a completely artificial world. So you're wrapped up in the fantasy experience, and like you're taken somewhere else. And you could see him just like light up at how
Yeah.
excited he was about that. And it's like, to be honest, that's how I felt watching this still. Like I think
It's
of that
the
early scene where I think they even showed in the review, like where Dick Tracy's fighting the tramp or whatever, that the kid is running back to,
yeah.
and like they cut to the outside of the shack, and the shack is rocking back and
I
forth,
know.
and I'm like, God, this is fucking great. This
Well,
rules.
just the pictures of him like when he like punches like a bunch of dudes and they all fall over in a row. Like it just looks
Oh
great.
yeah,
Like I'll say the one mistake I think the movie maybe makes is that like they do the makeup is debatable if that works, right? Like I kind of like it. Um,
I love it,
I
but
think
yeah, if someone's like, I don't like looking at this, I'm
yeah,
like, totally get it.
I think Flat Top looks great, but the one that I think a big mistake this movie does is they do what is it like small face? They do like tiny face in the
Yeah.
opening, and that just looks so grotesque. And I think it's the wrong one to start with, right? Like don't put tiny
Yeah.
face in the first 5 minutes of your movie. Um,
Yeah. No, what's that Family Guy bit where he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I just sat down." It's
yeah,
like
basically.
it's a little what that's
it's a
like.
little it's a little early. Other than that, it does a really good job of establishing the world in the opening. But yeah, but I'm texting Diego because part of this is we're doing this superhero series because we're at this weird turning point with superhero films, and like I think we were both really burned out on superheroes in general, right? Like
Hmm.
even like like we'd get something like a cartoon maybe, but even then it was kind of like yeah, but what are we doing anymore, right? Like I just think but I've been rereading a lot of old comics as part of this series. I've been rereading comics from the 70s and especially. And there is a part of me, it's like, oh, yeah, like I'm slowly remembering why I love this stuff. And it's part of what Ebert is saying, where it was like, you used to pick up a comic and you open those books, and it would just like those panels take you places that you just can't go anywhere else, right? Like
Hmm.
there is just like an imagination and an excitement and dynamism on those pages that you can't really get in any other medium. And even though we live in this age, we live in a world of like post Avatar, post Sin City, digital filmmaking's here, but so few filmmakers are taking advantage of it in any exciting way, right? Like
Hmm.
if the Avengers movies were coming out at the rate they were doing, and every one was like a new pop psychedelic masterpiece that was like really pushing the boundaries each time, I don't think we'd have as many complaints as we do, right? Like,
Hmm.
but
If the Wachowski sisters were doing them, for example,
yeah,
like you're getting some shit you've never seen before,
yeah,
versus You know exactly what's going to come out next year, December 2026.
Yeah, it's like Thunderbolts. What looked different about Thunderbolts, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and the sad thing is, you get something like Thunderbolts, and you go, "Well, the Sentry stuff looked good, right?" Which I would agree. I think Sentry looked good. But then it's like that's one element of an otherwise like 2 hour, $200 million blockbuster movie where everyone is on army fatigues. Like it's
Yeah.
it's so boring. And then you get something like Dick Tracy where like everyone's comically wearing the same type of hats and coats, but the colors and the excitement is so just fun and good, right? Like I don't know how any other way
Mm-hmm.
to phrase it, but you just it's completely absent from the modern superhero landscape. Even something like I know you like the new Superman, but like I didn't get anything like that from Superman, right? Like
No,
Superman.
I would completely agree there.
Mm,
Yeah, like they're trying something with the fucking ultra wide lenses that I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. No one would say it worked all the way through, but interesting for
yeah, like
sure.
you get these
But it's
bursts within these movies that I'm like, that's interesting, right? Like you get like a moment or two, but otherwise it's like the movie as a whole doesn't click, right? Like
no, I completely agree. And something else I thought of while watching this, because this is a ultimately a criticism of like all these current superheroes and even comic book movies in general right now, is that like I really love that first Aquaman still. I get
yes.
such a kick out of that. It's such a great, fun, adventurous thing. I've been kind of in the mood for like pulp adventure, and that's the closest I'm getting these days. And that's still like a 5-star movie in my heart.
Mhm.
But even that movie operates within a prism of like, this is how movies operate
Mhm.
at this scale. All movies have to function within like this sort of like objective perspective of
Mhm.
events. Even something as splashy and colorful as Aquaman versus like Dick Tracy, it feels like I'm stepping into a comic book. And
Yeah.
when people say we want to make a comic book movie, they're talking about some goofy stuff nowadays. What we really should be talking about is fucking Dick Tracy
Yeah.
or something like Scott Pilgrim. I think Scott Pilgrim is like the spiritual successor to
Scott
this movie
Pilgrim,
in some
or
ways.
I would put Speed Racer in there, right? Like I would throw
Mm-hmm.
that. The other thing, in terms of like
Yeah,
a
definitely.
structure too, like we talk about this movie's lack of it, but it does feel like if you took a bunch of Dick Tracy, if you cut out the weekly Dick Tracy panels from the newspaper and then tried to assemble them into a narrative film, like it does feel
Yeah.
like occasionally checking in on a comic strip, not necessarily the best way to tell a story, but it does capture that vibe a lot better. And it is something where like, yes, that we're both complaining about that, but it feels like it's more radical now in an age where everything is so locked down, right? In terms of
Mm-hmm.
movies and arcs and characters and stuff. Like that is the big problem with Aquaman, is that kind of like the central arc of those characters is not that interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
no matter how hot Ocean Master is, it just doesn't work with characters like that, as bland at the center of the film. But
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to get into the whole Aquaman thing, but I do think some stuff, I just have to say, like, there's a little more merit in there just with what I think is genuinely brilliant casting of Jason Momoa
Momoa's good.
and what's Patrick, what's his face? I like him. I don't know why I
Patrick
forgot his name.
Patrick
Um,
Wilson.
Patrick Wilson, thank you, as the traditional comic book looking Aquaman.
Mm.
I think that is genuinely a little insightful
Mm.
and provides this sort of like undercurrent of conflict of like, oh, this guy's not good enough to be Aquaman because he's
Yeah.
not a white blonde guy.
Yeah.
Like it is subtext, but also it's physically represented, so then it becomes text. So
Also,
whatever.
but also Patrick Wilson's hot.
Yes, he is. He's very
And
hot.
he looks like Ocean Master. That's my main takeaway from Aquaman, is that Ocean Master looked like Ocean Master and Black Manta looked like Black Manta, and they don't do that in superhero movies anymore.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
some
that's
reason,
still a bizarre one.
they're so reluctant to do that. I also like that Black Manta's motivation in that movie is just like, fuck Aquaman. Like, there's not that much complicated shit going on. It's just like, fuck, my dad said I gotta kill Aquaman, so I gotta kill Aquaman.
And look at how much fun that was.
I know, good movie. It made like $1 billion and no one cared about the sequel.
Yeah. I know. Here's the thing. Everyone's always like, Avatar has no cultural relevance. I love both Avatar and Aquaman. Clearly, one of those franchises still has cultural relevance, and the
Yeah.
other one doesn't. So,
You think new
but
Avatar's gonna hit? We're like recording like right before that's about to come out.
I do, but I just think like diminishing returns is going to set in, and if it doesn't hit 2 billion, then people are going to be like, "Look, it's washed," and then it'll be
Yeah.
like, no, but I see why you'd say that.
Yeah.
We'll get there's a James Cameron idea I pitched to you that I think
Yeah,
we could
we'll
do.
do something with James Cameron. We'll talk about James Cameron.
Yeah. I'm very excited about that one. I already rewatched the ones for that one, but we'll talk later.
Yes.
Um, yeah, but Dick Tracy and let's see what else. What else? There's a shit ton to talk about. What do you have? I feel like we've been doing pretty good bouncing back and forth, but is there anything you really want to talk about with this movie?
Well, I mean, it is Dick Tracy's just an interesting character because it's like it's pre superheroes, right? Like superheroes kind of start to take off at the end. Like Superman is kind of really the first superhero, right? Like there had been like a couple
Mm-hmm.
guys before that, but literally Superman kind of comes out and is the superhero, and that's 1938. And I believe the first Dick Tracy strip is like from 31, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like about a decade of characters like Dick Tracy where it's these like newspaper strips and you have like oh god I mean like Flash Gordon's from this era, right? There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Tarzan's pretty big in this era. It's just interesting the precursors of it. It's also interesting that Dick Tracy is like kind of Dirty Harry, like he just
Yeah.
guns down people, but it was marketed to children. It's kind of this it's kind of this early example of kind of like this conservatism that's seeping into low pop culture, right? Which was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I
Good
think
point.
I think a big part of that was um, the rise of like New Deal Democrats, right?
Mm-hmm.
That really threw this country for a loop. FDR and all this stuff. Do you know like Little Orphan Annie? Like those comic strips eventually turned into like railing against the New Deal.
Oh
You
no.
didn't know that?
No. Oh shit.
Daddy Warbucks literally commits suicide over the New Deal at a certain point in the
Oh
strip.
my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. Um, the
Holy shit.
he ended up being alive later, but yeah, there was a lot of
Oh, okay.
like,
That one didn't play well with the audience, with the
no, I
readership.
don't know. I think it did because I think those were carried in like Hearst newspapers and shit like that. Like I think Dick Tracy as well. So that's partly why there's this conservative bent to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's also just weird to think about, like that we used to get like actual stories in newspaper comics, right? Like that really doesn't exist anymore, or barely. Like I think the
Yeah.
Spider-Man strip is still out there and was like I think allegedly still written by Stan Lee up until like the 2000s, right? That he was like doing all those scripts. Not that there was a lot to write, but like,
Yeah.
um, and literally, I think they like even the Spider-Man comic strip retconned what do you call it? One More Day. In the newspaper strip, I believe there's a strip that's like, wow, I had a crazy dream where I gave up my marriage. Something like that.
Oh, even they got it.
Yeah. But like it doesn't really exist anymore. And then the big thing, that Superman really does is that was the first time they were like, let's package original stories as comics, right? Up until then, comic books
Mm-hmm.
had been newspaper strips repackaged as books. So that's why it's like Famous Funnies was like the name because it was famous comic strips from back in the day. But someone was like, well, let's skip the whole having comic strips thing. Let's like make original characters. And it's like, who do we got? And it's like these stupid Jewish kids made this character named Superman. And it's like, sure, why not? And it's like, oh, we just changed all of pop culture. So, and that kind of leads to this
Well,
era that leaves Dick Tracy behind in a weird way.
and it's funny that you mentioned that. So in that special making of I watched, they are talking Dick Tracy up as like this is the preeminent comic book character. Like
Mm.
this is like an American icon, and it's like I don't even know if that was true then, guys.
No,
Like,
it was not. I always think
see, like
the
I
angry
like when
video
they're
game
they're like
nerd.
hawking bullshit like that back
Yeah,
then. I hate it now.
The Angry Video Game Nerd did that with he did a Dick Tracy video game review because there was an NES game which is terrible because the AVGN reviewed it, so that's all you need to know. But he was like, I remember his opening when he's talking about who Dick Tracy, and he was like, everyone was like, "Who the fuck is Dick Tracy?" And everyone was like, "Whoa, Dick Tracy!" Like that was his review of the movie. But yeah, like it didn't really have that. I mean, that's part of the '80s. You know, we talk about like where everyone's like so hooked on '80s nostalgia now. Still, I think it's finally dead. But like for a long time, everyone was still hooked on the '80s thing. But so much of the '80s were built on nostalgia for the '50s, and even then, the '50s was full of old movie serials being repackaged as TV series, right? Like that's how
Mm-hmm.
people like George Lucas and probably Warren Beatty saw the old serial movies based on these characters. Was like they were aired on television. So you had like a weird stretch of that where people were like, yeah, we can do these characters. They're the same as Batman. They didn't understand why Batman was so big in '89, right? Like that
Mm-hmm.
it was like one, it's like a generation grew up with the Adam West show, and then there's also like this weird comic book renaissance going on at the time, which Batman was just key to tie into, right? Like Batman didn't just tie into where pop culture was, like in terms of film, he tied into where the whole arc of comic books were in that moment, right? Because that's like arguably the
Yeah.
speculator bubble starts with the Batman movie, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because like the next year is when we get like X-Men comic #1 and fucking Todd McFarlane doing Spider-Man and all that shit. So, like, there's a big changeover happening in that moment. Um, and it's just funny to be like, yeah, someone was like, yeah, Dick Tracy, that's just like this other stuff. And no, not at all. But I think we're better
No,
for it. We're better for it because we got Dick
yeah,
Tracy.
yeah, I agree. I'm curious about your take on this.
Mm.
So, within the next 10, 15, 20 years, rights for characters like Batman, Superman, presumably Dick Tracy, will be in the public domain unless the government fucks it and they just keep it forever because they can just change things for the worse these days. But presumably that's going to happen, right? So one day, Warren Beatty will not have the rights to Dick Tracy. That time will come to an end. Do you think part of the reason why Dick Tracy's not been able to find like a place in modern pop culture is because like the aesthetics are so dated in a way that we appreciate? They're from a very specific place and time. That it hasn't been open up to other people's interpretation of the character. And do you think people will try to reinterpret those once it's like it's open season with the rights?
I don't know. What's a good example of someone where they? I mean, look, like we just got the only real comparable examples we have right now are something like Frankenstein and Dracula, right? Because like those
Mm-hmm.
characters are genuinely in the public domain. We just had a Del Toro Frankenstein movie, which was well received, right? For the most
Yeah.
part.
I don't even think I told you, but I saw it.
Oh, what'd you think?
Oh, I loved it. It's one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah,
I'd
people
be
are
crazy to think otherwise.
Yeah, people are dumb. Anyway, and then Nosferatu was last year, which made almost 200 million, right, for a $50 million budget, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we do get these interpretations of those characters, but the ones that like Sherlock Holmes and Tarzan are technically supposed to be in the public domain, right? But there's like weird stuff with that. Like there's elements of those characters that aren't. But we do there's a Sherlock Holmes TV show on right now called Watson, which is just about from his perspective, right? And we keep getting
Oh,
interpretation.
really?
Yeah, no one cares, but there is a
Okay.
there is
I
a
mean,
show.
more power to them. People
Um,
need to work.
but you know what I'm saying, like so. And then the other element is Disney. Like everyone's like, oh, Mickey Mouse is public domain. It's like not really, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Steamboat Willie is public domain, but Disney was very smart in terms of copywriting different versions of Mickey Mouse as individual characters, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so as Mickey Mouse has changed so they own like 80 versions of Mickey. So I don't know if the same is going to happen with characters like Dick Tracy or even Superman and Batman, right? Like, if you get
Mm-hmm.
Superman public domain from the 1930s, you don't get Lex Luthor with that, right? You don't get Kryptonite with that. You don't get that he even flies, right? He doesn't fly initially.
Mm-hmm.
So like that could probably uh affect things. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at in terms of IP, right? Like I'm not trying like I don't want to sound like a
Yeah.
business guy, but um it feels like people don't even care about popular IPs that much anymore, except for the video game stuff. The video game thing is the only thing that's really hitting, and it's probably because that's the only thing the younger generation really grew up with, right?
Yeah. 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 I see that.
And there's been enough
Something worth.
lukewarm IP mining that certain brands just aren't as powerful. Like even like Star Wars isn't as powerful as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters isn't as powerful as it used to be. Um, it's that's just where we're at in terms of the culture, right? Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
In terms of the Batman one specifically, because I've thought about this, I'm like, what do you even get? Like, because it's gonna be the first issue is really what's public
mm,
domain,
mm.
right? And then subsequent time will have more stuff fall in line with that. Um, you get Batman, Bruce Wayne, Robin, Dick Grayson, and the Joker in the first appearance.
Oh, all right.
You have, yeah, you've got some movement
Well,
there,
no, a little,
people.
kinda. Robin's like a few issues later. Robin's like 3 issues later from the first one.
Is he not in the first one?
I believe he's not. I believe he's like issue 3. I could be completely wrong.
Okay.
Let me double check. I believe. Um, oh wait, no, he's detective. All right. This is where also it gets weird. Is that so? Batman appears in Detective Comics 27, right? He doesn't appear in Batman number
Mm-hmm.
one, which is
Oh, okay, okay,
and
gotcha.
Robin is Detective Comics 38, and then Batman number one is uh, Joker and Catwoman. Like they're both in Batman number one,
Okay.
which is a full like I think a year or two later. So you do get them eventually, but they are a little bit later, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but aside
Oh,
from
you.
them, a lot of his rogues gallery is really stretched. Like the Riddler doesn't even show up until the late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So
But you know who does show up in Detective Comics for that first issue with Batman, or not the first issue of Detective Comics, but the first issue with Batman.
the
I think it's Commissioner Gordon.
yeah, Commissioner Gordon is because he's talking to Bruce Wayne in the opening, I believe.
Yeah,
And then
the Batman.
the end of that, it's like we don't the framing device, I believe, of Detective Comics 27 is Commissioner Gordon telling Bruce Wayne this story, and then the twist at the end is Bruce Wayne being like, "Yeah, I'm Batman," if I remember correctly. That's the Batman. Detective Comics Batman isn't the best story ever written. I'm sorry to say. Action Comics number one, honestly, pretty fucking solid. Uh, uh, Detective Comics, it's kind of like, oh, sure, Bob Kane, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. We are entering a weird territory with that stuff, but like, who knows what the attitude's going to be going forward
Mm-hmm.
with how these corporations are owning things. But again, will anyone even care? Like, I really don't think. I think people don't care about Dick Tracy, and I'm not even like bemoaning that. I think we're like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think part of it is because Warren Beatty held onto the rights, so there's no like incentive for a studio to really like hype up. We own Dick Tracy, right? Because it's like they don't,
Yeah.
so they can't really make the brand more valuable. So like that's going to be part of it. And then it's also like, yeah, you know who might not play well in the 2020s is a police detective who just guns criminals down without due process. Like that's no longer the heroic character we think about. Um,
No, it's more like the Predator from the franchise
yeah.
than like a hero.
So it's a little different, but who knows? Who knows what happens? I mean, we're getting all those stupid horror movies that are like based on Winnie the Pooh and shit, right? Like,
Yeah, like we're definitely gonna get like, oh, Batman that kills people, but like really cheap and shit, and
yeah.
yeah, yeah, like that'll
So,
happen.
mm.
Or what if Superman was an evil little boy again?
Oh boy, that'll be fun.
Yeah, remember that?
Remember that? Remember Brightburn? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Why was it called Brightburn?
Yeah. I think it's the town in the movie, if I remember correctly.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the point of that movie?
What if Superman was an evil little boy?
But like, it also at the end of it's like spoilers for that movie. Like he like the only person he really loved was his mom, and his mom tries to kill him, but like fails, and then he kills his mom, and then goes on to destroy the world. And like, is the implication of that being like, if she had just been more loving to him, it would have worked out?
It's a good question. I think at the end of the day, what that movie is really about is that Superman is an evil little boy.
All right, sure.
They didn't really put much thought into that premise, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's just one of the things where like, what if Superman's an evil little boy? And it's like, well, then we're all fucked. Like, that's the only answer, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's one of
there's,
those. I mean, that's why I think everyone's done with the evil Superman trope in general. It's like, no, it's not that interesting anymore. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, things would be bad. You know, evil Superman as a narrative device now is the same as tweeting out "we're cooked." It's like,
Yeah.
all right, good job, real fucking insightful. You
Yeah,
proud of
thanks.
that?
Thanks. Does that make you
Yeah.
does that make you feel good? Does that help you in any way to just look at something bad and be like, this seems bad?
Yeah, like, oh man, we're fucked forever. There's
Yeah.
no getting out of this.
There's
Like, all right,
no
then what? Like,
there are no solutions to any of the problems that are facing us. There's just nothing to be done. Coincidentally, that benefits the people doing all the bad things.
yeah. I'm assuming everyone's part of a psyop if they're doing that. I think we've
Yeah.
talked about that
No,
before.
positivity is a psyop. Any hope is a psyop. Actually trying to change things is a psyop. Um, Caring about your fellow human beings is a psyop. Um,
Hope core, that's
hope
cringe.
it's cringe. It's a psyop. What are other things that Letterboxd doesn't like? Guillermo del Toro is a psyop. Uh,
Yeah, he's too happy.
yeah,
That's
he
that's
cares. He
sus.
makes movies and he puts effort into them. Um, fucking. I like all that stuff's a psyop, and then it's like Tom Cruise. No, he's not a psyop. No, he just made Top Gun.
Yeah, we're fine with him now.
He just made Top Gun Maverick. There's nothing weird there. Actually, that's a good thing. It saves cinema. That's not even me trying to dunk on like Top Gun Maverick. I'm just saying that's a weird one for Letterboxd to be like, no, we're cool with that. We're cool with literal military propaganda. The Glass Onion
But you know
psyop.
what else? Yeah, you know what else is actually cool and liked by Letterboxd is Dick Tracy though.
Is it? I actually didn't bother to check.
Yeah, at least my mutuals, it's like a lot of 5 stars, like a lot. Good job, everyone.
I'm seeing a lot of positive reviews. I think a lot of people in the 3-star area too, which I can give you that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So,
Oh, here's a question. What do you think about Madonna in the movie?
um, isn't Madonna a Zionist?
Oh, is she? I
I th-
mean,
I think
that
that
wouldn't surprise me at
I
this
think
point.
Madonna
But
might have been saying some stuff recently, so I feel like I can't have an objective
okay, never
opinion
mind. We don't need to
on.
talk about her
Uh,
then. Sorry,
um,
sorry, everyone. My bad.
all right. Well, no, all right. Here's something weird. All right. So I went to her Wikipedia page and then the like Control F and then typed Israel in, right, just to see. And it gave me 2 articles linked to Israel, but no quote from her about Israel. So uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Interesting.
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck she actually said. She said something about like we can't lose our humanity, and I'm like, yeah, sure. What does that mean though? Um,
It's a little broad.
yeah. Uh,
Oh,
she called out
my
hate
boy
crimes.
Paul Walter Hauser.
Mm.
Wait, you go first.
She said she's calling out hate crimes against Muslims in America. So I guess that's good.
Oh, that is good. Yeah. All right,
yeah,
my
I can't.
boy Paul Walter Hauser, he has it not logged, but like that they watched, right?
Mm,
But he hasn't rated it or given it a heart. Paul, what's
yeah.
going on?
How you doing,
Do you
man?
like it or not?
I would like to
Come on,
apologize to
man.
Madonna if she isn't a Zionist, by the way. I couldn't find the evidence right away.
Yeah,
So,
maybe I will just cut this bit,
yeah.
like,
Well,
just to be like I don't want to falsely accuse someone of that.
Madonna is a fine actress. Just cut right to that. Well, here's the thing. I am I like know Madonna, but like I feel like we both totally missed Madonna as like a cultural force, right? Like the the
I
last
would say
thing.
mostly. Like I remember her music,
Mm,
like in passing, but I couldn't tell you like her hits besides like Vogue.
but I'm also talking about like when
Does that
Madonna
make any
was
sense?
genuinely like a threat to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, I feel like we just missed that. The last thing, the one thing in my lifetime I can think of is when she kissed Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera at the MTV Movie Awards in like 2003, which was
Oh
like kind of a
yeah.
radical thing to do, um, for whatever reason. Like she, I don't, I just feel like, but like I'm not even trying to diss Madonna. I just feel like people like always throw Madonna out there being like, oh, she was crazy, but that was never a part of my life, right? I just missed
Mm-hmm.
that. So
Yeah. No, I guess I'm more in the same boat than I thought initially. But yeah, I've no strong feelings about Madonna in
yeah,
a negative way, and the work I have seen and can recall is I like. She was married to Guy Ritchie.
yeah. Uh, what's that about?
I don't know. Maybe
Nope.
they just like working together. They made that great movie that no one saw.
A movie that they do?
They did Swept Away,
Oh
which
yeah, that
is his
dog
worst
shit.
movie,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that awful,
Yeah,
awful movie.
yeah, I love you, Guy Ritchie. Not your best moment.
I'm looking at
Oh, produced by Matthew Vaughn. Well, there's your problem right there.
Madonna's in the League of Their Own. That's a great movie. She's great in that. That's like 2 years
Yeah,
after
it is.
this. Career. Like, I don't know. I like the Madonna thing. It is weird. I'm just being like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have like a strong take on Madonna. And I'm looking at her
No,
filmography and being like, I've seen very little of this stuff.
but just in terms of like her presence in this movie and such, and like not knowing her like cultural standing or anything like that. I think she's actually really good in the movie,
It's
and she
good.
plays a very fun like femme fatale.
Talk about again, like calling in favors. You get like, you have people like fucking James Caan popping up for like 2 lines basically, and then he blows up. I think, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, like they fucking got Stephen Sondheim to write the songs for this,
Yeah.
which is just crazy. And like to see like these songs and like there's literally a scene where just Al Pacino just yells at the women for not singing the songs correctly.
Mandy Patinkin is also in
Yep,
this.
as he's 88 Keys, the piano
Yeah.
player. Kind of like the least descript person in the movie, frankly. Like he doesn't stand out.
Yeah, but he's in it.
Yeah. I mean, you have William Forsythe as Flat Top, who just fucking looks like Flat Top.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't have to add makeup to him.
The funniest, did you know Gilbert Gottfried was supposed to be in this movie?
Oh my god, that would
Yeah.
have like broken the barrier of reality.
So here's the story. So I guess Gilbert was like called like really early in development, and they were like, "We've basically written this role for you. Like this is like you're the only choice for this. We want you for this role." Like, and Gilbert was like, "Okay, I'll do it." Like he was like, "I'm really excited for it." And then he gets a call one day, and they're like, "We've decided to go a different way. Like we went with someone else." And Gilbert's like, "Who'd you go with?" And they went Dustin Hoffman. So Gilbert was supposed to be Mumbles at one point in the
Oh my
movie.
god.
So, which is honestly maybe miscasting for Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, but I do want to. I would have loved to have seen him in this.
Same, but also Gilbert does the exact opposite of mumbling.
Yeah, but I think that would have made it kind of funny.
It would. It might have. It might have worked. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it's funny just to
I
be
believe
like,
in him.
it's funny just to be like, we bumped you for Dustin Hoffman as Mumbles. It's one of the most overqualified
Er,
casting in any movie.
Remember when you found out that Gilbert Gottfried had that cameo account for like not an unreasonable amount of money?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you could purchase like videos.
My biggest missed opportunity was to actually use that thing. Like, um, he died while I was at Disney World.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And in honor of him, I went on the Enchanted Tiki Room, which he's not in, but he was in the old version, which was
Oh.
so unpopular, they took him out after it burned down. The infamous Enchanted Tiki Room under new management, where they tried to put, like, I think it was Iago and who's the bird from Lion King? Um, Zazu, is that his name?
Oh yeah. That's the name.
It was them. They added them to the Enchanted Tiki Room, and so Gilbert's like, "What is this Tiki Room?" And believe it or not, Disney purists didn't care for that.
Well, to be honest, I don't really care for that.
Hey, have I ever pitched my idea for the Hall of Presidents under new management?
I don't think you have. Go for
This
it.
is a great time to do it in the Dick Tracy episode.
Yeah. Fuck it.
All
Whatever.
right, so have you ever been to Disney World?
In Florida, no.
All right, this is great. Well, there's the Hall of
Oh
Presidents.
no.
The Hall of Presidents is like the most boring ride at Disney, right? Uh, you go in, you sit in a little theater. There's no one there unless it's a really hot day, um, and you watch a video that's like, oh, America's really nice, and there's a picture of Walt Disney with Nixon in the hallway, by the way. So and then the curtain comes up and there's all the robots of all the presidents, right? So like literally every president, there's an animatronic of them. Every single one we've ever had. How many of them do you think speak?
5.
No, 3.
Oh, okay. I was overshooting it.
It's George Washington, Abe Lincoln, and whoever the current president is, right?
Oh no.
So like there's a problem with the current president thing because of
yeah, we can't seem to get it to work on this ride for the last 4 years.
They
and
literally
then the next 3 years.
Like they literally waited like 2 years to put the Trump one in the first time around. Like now I don't think they have an excuse because they already built it, but they did wait the first time around.
I remember when they put it in because he looked like fucking Chucky from the first movie.
And there was the conspiracy that they had already made a Hillary Clinton robot and then they had to retrofit it to be Trump because they just assumed Clinton was going to win.
Was that ever disproven?
It's never been disproven, but who knows? It sounds plausible. So, but here's my thing.
It does sound.
So now, like, no matter who you have, like half the country hates the current president, right? No matter what we do now, like we're just too divided. So you can't it's just it doesn't work anymore to have like Trump speak, right? Like it's just not inspiring in the way it probably should have been, or at least maybe it doesn't need to be, whatever. But like whatever the goal of the Hall of Presidents is, it's totally lost. And then Lincoln speaks because that's the original animatronic. That's the first one Walt Disney ever made. So he gives the Gettysburg Address. He gives the whole speech that was programmed way back in the day for the World's Fair, right? And Washington because he was the first president. So here's my pitch to the Walt Disney Company. So you have the same opening. You have George Washington get up there, give his speech because he's the first president. Then you have the current president speak, right? You have him do and I think it's whatever his inauguration speech was, right? They usually use that audio. But the moment he's done, and here's the thing: you have all these presidents up there, and none of them talk, right? Like, why build all these robots if none of them are going to do anything, right? It drives me nuts. So then the moment he finishes, you have Teddy Roosevelt speak up, and whoever the president is, it doesn't have to be Trump. It's just whoever the president is. Teddy Roosevelt gets up there and he starts being like, "Who the hell is this guy? This guy thinks he's the president." Like, because Teddy Roosevelt would be like the rabble rouser of the group. And he'd start talking shit. And he'd be like, "This guy's too dumb to be president. I'm a real president." And then you have all the robots start chiming in and fighting with each other, right? They start arguing. They start like going back and forth, being like, "Oh, Taft, you fucked that all up." And it's like, "Well, I wouldn't have had to do that if you hadn't gone to war." All that shit. Everyone gets angry at each other, and then Lincoln comes out and it gives an inspiring speech that reunites the country. Damn it! And then the ride's actually fun because then we can have the robot presidents talking shit and hitting each other.
You know what? Sure, fuck it.
Me in
Fuck
charge,
it.
damn it.
Yeah, go make that happen.
I'm saying it's the only way we're going to stop QAnon guys from like standing up and yelling at the Biden.
All right. So you don't see a future for Dick Tracy in theme parks, exactly.
I don't know. What's a ride they could retheme? Because Disney's desperate for thrill rides. They keep fucking up building actual roller coasters and shit. So build a Dick Tracy ride. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit?
I'm telling you, you got to have the kids gunning down mobsters.
Well, 100%. Just have them
hideous mobsters.
Yeah. I mean, look, isn't Avengers Land kind of flopped? So just throw Dick Tracy in there. He's now part of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's the worst part of the parks.
Do you think it's because it just looks like a bunch of gray buildings?
Yes, it's literally like the perfect like summation of the aesthetics of those movies, unfortunately, and it kind of reveals that like, oh, there's nothing really going on here.
They've started putting lights on them at night to make it look a little better.
Oh, goody.
I will say that Spider-Man effect is pretty cool though. Like that's the one thing they got right.
Yeah, that makes you think the rest of that region of the park is going to be really cool, and it's like not like the design work and like the puppets inside the Guardians like entrance.
Yeah,
very cool, very fun sci-fi stuff.
They used to have a Doctor.
It is also just Tower of Terror.
They used to have a Doctor Strange guy that went around and like did live shit, but I guess he's gone now. So that's fun.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a movie out, so he's not important.
Yeah, that's fun. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. They had Deadpool the other year.
They're building a new ride, apparently. Avengers Infinity Defense. That sounds fun.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be literally anything.
Yeah, it's like you have to defend the homeland or something horrible.
In 2024, it was announced that Deadpool would appear at Avengers Campus for a limited time, marking the first time that Disney parks have featured a live character experience from an R-rated film. That's fun to think about.
Oh, yeah, they totally could do a Dick Tracy thing then. They got Deadpool over there.
Yeah. Deadpool meets Dick Tracy. The kids will love it.
Yeah.
It's Free
and
Guy.
So, by the way, when people...
It's Free Guy, but he meets Dick Tracy.
Jesus Christ. That is something you'd have to do these days to get this movie made. But when people like get annoyed when there's criticism thrown at these types of big blockbuster movies that like they're not colorful enough and stuff like that, you know, think of this movie and be like, look at what they did. You know, they built this in a cave. Like, come on, guys. And that's I'm joking a little bit with that because it's obviously a very expensive movie at the time and still wouldn't be cheap today. But the cinematographer, Vittorio Storaro, did not start at expensive productions.
But also, like,
who he is?
Who could really afford this? I mean, it's not like the Walt Disney Company could afford to make a movie like this.
No, of course not. They're out of resources.
Yeah, I mean, what can they do? All right, so do your cinematography talk.
Yeah, all right. So Vittorio Storaro, not his first movie, but he did sort of get his start working with Dario Argento on The Bird with the Crystal Plumage.
That's good.
Argento knew how to stretch a budget, made shit look fucking incredible, even when you're like, I don't know what just happened. Which is maybe why he's a perfect fit for the Dick Tracy movie.
And I guess it looks like he kind of became Francis Ford Coppola and Warren Beatty's guy for a little bit.
Yeah, he also he worked on Reds. He shot
The Last Emperor,
Apocalypse Now, Last Emperor, Richard Donner's Ladyhawke.
Great movie, underrated movie. No one talks about Ladyhawke anymore.
No, maybe we got to do something else with that.
Yeah.
He also shot both versions, I guess, of the Paul Schrader Exorcist prequel, which was then reshot by Rennie Harlin.
That's very funny to think about. Getting stuck working with Paul Schrader and then Rennie Harlin.
Yeah. That movie had no fucking chance. Unfortunately, he
Yeah,
seems to have become Woody Allen's guy though
I
lately.
mean, yeah. Well, that's only gonna last a couple more years.
Yeah. Vittorio Storaro is 85 years old.
And
Good fucking lord.
Woody Allen is 90. So it's a
God, just please,
it's a race.
please let it happen.
It's a race. I guess he did a bunch with Bertolucci. He did a few. I'm looking.
Oh yeah,
He did
yeah,
The
yeah.
Conformist, um,
Hmm.
1900. That's a
Uh,
fucking wild
yeah,
movie.
yeah. Another movie that's not really chill to talk about, but
Oh, oh.
um,
It's got a lot
yeah,
of Bertolucci's movies aren't that chill.
yeah, yeah. One specifically tends to rightfully be criticized frequently.
Yeah, he had things
But
going on.
yeah, not great. Not great for people.
He is in fact dead. So that helps things.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question about the music. So Elfman, I mentioned I thought his score was a little similar to his Batman work.
Yeah,
Do you feel similarly?
I would agree. I think this is that era for Elfman, right? Of just being like, I'm gonna make so much money just doing the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's like that for a little bit, right? Um,
Yeah.
but
Um,
he hasn't been around. He's
yeah.
not doing
It's kind of
much. He's not
America.
doing much these days.
No, I think
He also does
he
Dark Man this
what
year, which also has a very Batman-esque score,
oh yeah, yeah. Then he's definitely in his mode.
and
Um,
Nightbreed. Yeah,
Nightbreed. Oh, what are your
he was in the pocket at this moment in these type of scores. So
yeah? What is your take on Nightbreed?
Nightbreed rules.
Yeah, I like Nightbreed a lot
Yeah,
too.
it's very bizarre film.
Yeah, it's
Weird that
it's
they let it get made, and they kind of didn't because it got like butchered on release. But now you can get the director's cut. Um,
yeah, and it's not a perfect movie, but I do love it quite a bit.
do you know Clive Barker's gay?
And, oh, was it really? I had no
I
idea.
bet you couldn't tell that watching Night.
Yeah, Nightbreed is for those that don't know, it's Clive Barker's X Men. Just go with that in mind.
Yeah, pretty much. It kind of is X-Men.
Yeah,
If you put all the
go enjoy.
if you put all the psychosexual stuff back in.
Yep, because they're not gonna let that pop up in those movies anymore.
Also, like this is that era where like Elfman, like he made so much money doing just the opening for The Simpsons that he like kind of muscled his way in to do the opening specifically for the Batman TV show and nothing else. The Batman cartoon, like he did that at one point. Like he just did a bunch of opening shows because he knew he could make a shit ton of money doing that. Um,
Smart man.
yeah, Tales from the Crypt is another one. Uh, so it's very he's old too. He's probably almost done, frankly, like 72.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Unless he pulls a John Williams and just keeps going.
yeah, Williams is like, I'm retired. Not really, motherfucker. Like he seems like he's doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he did the Wolf of Wall Street bit at the Academy. He's like, I'm not going nowhere.
Jesus
But
Christ,
just for Spielberg.
Walt Disney, the Walt Disney Corporation, literally, John Williams is like, I want to do Ray's score still. Like John Williams is like, I still like doing stuff with Ray. I'll do it. And then you got like literally like Adam Driver being like, I want to come back. And you got
I
Soderbergh being
know,
like,
what
I
the
want to
fuck
do a
is
Star Wars
happening with
movie.
that?
And the shareholders are like, yeah, but shut the fuck up.
And I've seen people defend, like, well, everyone complained about Palpatine coming back. That's why they're not bringing Kylo back. And it's like, no, no, no. That's a very specific, stupid fucking circumstance. And everyone knows it. Don't play fucking dumb. You people are adults. Don't do that. Very clearly, people want the sad emo boy back in space. They should put him on the big
I'm telling
screen.
you,
People want
based
that.
on all the fucking fan art I see, you're gonna make $1 billion if you just put a shirtless Kylo on the fucking poster.
That trended every day for like a month straight.
Yes. What are you doing?
And we're still seeing headlines come out about
Yeah.
it. Clearly, there's a hunger for it.
Yeah, look, I know that Trump won, but that's not real. Like people are thirsty for fucking Rayla. That's what the culture's really feeling.
Also, funny to note that suddenly Alan Bergman is no longer in serious consideration to take over the Walt Disney Corporation. And he was one of the two people who said no to that
Oh,
movie.
interesting.
So that's what you get.
Wow.
That's what you get.
Wow. So wait, what's going on over there right now? I don't, I don't care. It's probably bad. Like, it's,
Yeah, truthfully, I don't know. It sounds like a fucking
mm.
mess.
Where did
But that's
where
okay.
did Twiddledink go? Um, the last guy that no one, Bob Chapek. Where's he?
What did you call him
I call him
originally?
Twiddledink.
Um, yeah, I think he just took a nice severance package.
He got sued for securities fraud.
Never
I
mind.
guess that was,
Maybe not that
but
nice.
the suit was dismissed. So,
Oh, okay.
um, good for him.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Bob Iger, man. Hey, like, look, you're a billionaire. You got some pull, man. Get your fucking Wikipedia. Get a better Wikipedia picture. Look at this thing. It's got that old Walt Disney twinkle in his eye.
Oh my god.
What's going on there?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He looks like a puppet that just wished to become a real boy. Like
It looks like they just announced he was coming back as CEO and he didn't know it.
no, it's like he was gathering all these like potential replacements for himself, and then like his assistant was like, "Well, you missed the most important name, Bob. Yours." And he's like, "Oh, wow."
All these
Oh,
executives stood up on their desk, go captain by captain.
yeah. Oh shit. Allegedly a very nice man in person.
I know
Just
that's
sort
the
of an
thing about Bob Iger
incompetent
is he's like
businessman.
he sucks as running a business. He was a piece of shit during the fucking writer strike. He handled the Kimmel thing stupidly. Uh, you know, um,
Yeah, horrendously.
mm.
Evilly, some might argue.
Yeah. Even Michael Eisner came out and was like, "What the fuck? Where's the Constitution over this?" Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
When
Uh,
Michael Eisner's like, you guys are handling things a little rough over
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like, Jesus.
You guys are putting profits ahead of human decency. But yeah, like allegedly he's just like a very nice guy, which is why he's been so successful. And it's so weird that then they pick someone like Bob Chapek who has like negative human charisma. So
Did you see Bob Chapek's picture?
yeah, Bob Chapek looks like he's being fucking watched, like as he's like accepting a bribe.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my!
the photo you put up on like the FBI investigation wall, you
It's
know?
like our last known location is Cuba. Like we don't know where he is after that.
Jesus Christ. Between him and Bob Iger's
I
Wikipedia
know.
photos, this is the
It's
funniest
two
fucking thing
very
I've seen all
different.
week.
It's two very different photos, but also explains a lot about what's going on in the industry.
Oh, fuck. That is unbelievable.
It looks like Bob Iger
Oh.
animatronic. Like it looks like he's about to stand up and welcome us to Disney World.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Wow. So yeah, Bob Iger, get
God
on
damn,
that.
that was fun. Yep. Um, all right. Dick Tracy. What else we got?
Uh, um,
There
movie good.
movie good.
Yeah, I
We
guess we should talk
mentioned
about
it briefly.
yeah
Okay,
the
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Warren Beatty's attempts to hold on to the rights for Dick Tracy. Um, which involved basically two specials he did. One in 2009, because like whatever the contract is, he has to make he has to make a Dick Tracy thing every couple of years, right? And
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, the 2009 one is literally like like it's 30 minutes. I think half of it is like an actual like Dick Tracy driving around thing, and then the other half is him sitting down with Leonard Maltin in character as Dick Tracy, and he's interviewed. And then at the end, he gets a call and has to leave. I believe that is the 2009 one, and then hilariously, the next one had to be done during COVID. So it was called Dick Tracy Zooms In, and it was done entirely over Zoom with Leonard Maltin and Ben Mankiewicz and Warren Beatty as himself and Dick Tracy.
God damn. No one's doing it like him.
No one. No rules apply. That was that movie he did, right? Rules don't apply.
Yeah. Not great.
What do you mean the movie didn't set the world on fire?
No. That was 2016, right?
Yes.
Okay, the same year he wrongly read the Academy Award winner for Best Picture.
I'm so glad you brought that up because that is probably the best thing he's ever done.
No,
he didn't wrongly. Tracy, he didn't wrongly read it, right? Like that's not what happened.
No, I actually don't remember. I remember hearing maybe that they swapped cars, but it sounds like you know.
All right. I'm trying to get the info back up because I remember it because it was just I remember the details a little bit. All right. Hold on. It was Warren Beatty. All right. So Warren Beatty get up there, right? It's Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, and they're going to announce Best Picture. And whatever went wrong behind the scenes, who had just won? Was it Emma Stone for La La Land? Is that what she won for? Yeah, Emma Stone had won for La La Land, right?
Yes.
And they accidentally got the card that said Emma Stone La La Land, right? So,
okay.
Yeah, and Warren Beatty opens it, sees it, and it says, it doesn't say Best Picture La La Land. It says Emma Stone La La Land. So Warren Beatty looks at it, clearly is confused, and then hands it to Faye Dunaway, who then just blurts out, La La Land! So he either was trying to go to her being like, hey, is this weird? Or was letting Faye Dunaway take the bullet. And then, of course, all the La La Land people get up there, and then someone has to rush out and be like, no, actually, Moonlight won. And everyone seemed really, really shocked and upset, except for Ryan Gosling, who was having the time of his life.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Gosling just fucking rules. I think we've just learned that more than ever. The older he gets, he just seems like the most fun presence ever. But that was surreal to watch happen. That was fucking wild.
Much like the Will Smith slap year, it was one of the years where I'm like, fuck it, I'm not watching the Oscars. I don't want to do this shit. And of course, the years I don't watch, something insane happens. So
I remember feeling bad for Warren Beatty, though, because he was clearly just very confused.
Yeah.
And a shout out to Jordan Horowitz, a producer on La La Land. He was the first one of the La La Land group to be like, no, there's been a mistake. Like he was immediately like trying to like remedy the situation. And then he was the guy he's the one who goes, Moonlight, you won Best Picture. This is not a joke.
Wow.
And then people are like, what the fuck? And then poor Warren Beatty's just standing there like in shock, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
And then he rips the card out of Warren Beatty's hand, and then he's the one that shows it Moonlight. And Warren Beatty's like in the back as the camera's zooming in on the Moonlight thing. And poor guy. I mean, like, whatever. I think the man lived a very successful, happy life, but that moment must have been pretty rough.
I think he was having his Alexander Haig moment. Like, he was worried, like, is this going to define... Do you even know what I'm referencing?
No.
All right. Alexander Haig was like a really decorated military official, right? And he was...
Of course, this is what it's about.
He was part of the Reagan cabinet, I believe. And Reagan gets shot, right? And while Reagan is at the hospital, Alexander Haig goes on TV and says to the reporters, I'm in charge. And He gets on TV. He says, "I'm in charge." He says, "Constitutionally, gentlemen, you have president, vice president, the secretary of state in that order." Like he gets like this whole speech, and then it's like, no, uh, the Speaker of the House. Like there's a couple people between him and you. And then Alexander Haig rightfully said, uh, when I die, I'm probably only going to be remembered for this. And then when he did die, his obituary did reference that he had said, "I'm in charge." That was like the one thing. Is like paragraph and a half obituary said. So,
Oh
um,
man,
so there
that's
you
pretty
go.
great.
Yeah, he didn't last very long. You know,
No.
it caused some alarm with his suggestion that a nuclear warning shot in Europe might be an effective deterrent against the Soviet Union.
Good fucking God.
His tenure as Secretary of State was often characterized by his clashes with Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger. Haig, who repeatedly had difficulty with various members of the Reagan administration during his year and a half in office, decided to resign his post on June 25th, 1982. So there you go.
Wow.
George P. Schultz took over and then invested in Theranos. Anyway.
Since we're kind of winding down just with separate tangents as well, I want to shout out Jordan Horowitz's wife, Julia Hart, who is a filmmaker. She directed a couple movies. One, Miss Stevens, haven't seen it. Fast Color, which I saw and enjoyed. Stargirl and Hollywood Stargirl, which I hear are solid family films on Disney Plus. I haven't seen them. But the one I really liked is I'm Your Woman, which I swear to fucking God, it feels like she saw Michael Mann's Thief, and then when his wife leaves the movie with their kid, it's like she thought, what happens to that character, and made a movie about that.
That's a great pitch.
And I think
that's a great way
it's
to
very good, very well directed. He produced it with her, and just underrated movie. Kind of, it came out in 2020, so clearly some other stuff was happening that took attention away from it. But
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, well, solid movie on Amazon. Also starring my girl Rachel Brosnahan. So
good on both of them, and you're right to call him out to be like, hey, look, he was one that corrected things. But like, what was his other option? What if he
if they didn't correct that immediately, that fucking haunts them forever.
Imagine running off the stage being like, oh shit, Moonlight won. Maybe they won't catch me. And then it's like...
Yeah.
And that was also like a year I think the Oscars was really being criticized for like racial diversity and stuff. So to be like, you literally stole the Oscar from the black movie. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's a weird year where like, for once, the actual best movie won.
Yeah. Yeah, how often does that fucking happen?
And La La Land was there.
La La Land's also there.
I don't even hate La La Land, but hey.
No, I enjoy it. I just it's not it ain't that. That's what I'll say.
No, it's not Moonlight.
But, it's not Moonlight. It's not fucking West Side Story. I think West Side Story coming out just like reminded us like, oh yeah, this other stuff is not acceptable. Everyone get it together.
Literally not letting Damien whatever the fuck make a movie? Like what is he did Babylon really fuck him up? Like
no, he's doing some prison drama film.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Some prison drama, something or other. He was gonna do an Evel Knievel movie, so he's still getting work. It's just like nothing hit the ground running yet, but he'll be fine. You were the youngest person to win Academy Awards for like directing and shit. You're gonna be fine.
He's producing a movie called Heart of the Beast, directed by David Ayer.
Oh God.
So also produced and starring Brad Pitt. What a winner.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say, if it's like David Ayer in Beekeeper mode or Sabotage mode, I'm all in, but not with it.
For really cool and chill company, Paramount Pictures.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy.
This is getting the fiver for me. This is a Diego fiver for sure.
Love this movie. Underrated. Everyone check it out. Don't expect a plot that makes sense. Just vibe with it.
I think we did a good job of selling the strength of the movie despite the pretty central shortcomings.
Yeah,
but
there's Sondheim songs in it, so that'll get you through it.
Yeah.
There's like 5 Sondheim songs.
And if you got Stephen Sondheim in your movie, you can't really lose. Don't fact check that.
That can't be true.
No, R.I.P. though.
R.I.P. Killed by Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah, he was too horny, so his heart gave out.
It was literally like 5 days before he died. It was too horny for Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah, I mean, who among us?
Look up that quote.
Even Wicked Part 2 couldn't restrain that.
I mean, Jonathan Bailey is fucking good looking. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. I think I mentioned it before, but like I kind of felt bad that I was like, yeah, I liked the first half of Wicked, but my big takeaway isn't the incredible actresses with those incredible performances. It's that Jonathan Bailey should be the next like Bruce Willis. Like,
yeah,
no, that's the guy I want to see succeed now.
I mean, look, I wouldn't mind seeing him in a lot of things.
A lot of people wouldn't.
Stephen Sondheim was in Glass Onion, which came out after his death.
Yeah, that's right. I just rewatched that. Good movie.
It's like him and Angela Lansbury both appear in like the opening, and they're both dead by the time that movie comes out.
Oh. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Matt, thanks for joining me. As always, where can people find you online?
I'm on Blue Sky. Go fuck yourself, every other website.
All right. Yeah, also links down to everything else below. I'm not going to run it down, but what you can find everywhere else is this podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Patreon. I think it depends if how fast we record this. I guess what we want to do is like a Christmas James Cameron theme special. For specific things, we'll talk about it.
We're just winging it at the end of the year. We're just winging it, so keep an eye out. There's either going to be another comic book thing or the Terminator films. Yeah.
There's 2 episodes that'll be out. The week previous to this would be a not Christmas or James Cameron related thing, and the other one I'm really excited to do. I want that one out ASAP. I never want to rush these things, but this one I'm like, we got to do this.
We're doing it.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. We have been professionally unprofessional.
Glad.